Oh, well, I
Sorry.
can say, yeah, I mean, I can say this, yeah, where is it? I don't have it with me. This meeting is being recorded in accordance with the governor's mandate that we have remote meetings until actually now April of 25, huh? And this meeting's being recorded, and anything you say or share on the screen will be recorded, and be aware of that. And other than that,
I can give you guys another little update that's not really meeting stuff. I did ask about the reimbursement. I made Paul Redmond, the new treasurer, aware. He was like, "Oh, that's good to know."
yeah.
I said, so I said, Paul, if you see this big amount coming through.
Oh, okay. Right.
Like,
I was so we haven't heard anything, have we?
I physically asked last Thursday. I had a meeting with him on something else, and then I said, can I kind of pivot here a little bit and ask you a couple of other things? So I asked him about that. So it hasn't come through yet, but he's aware to let me know when he does see it.
Okay.
He's been great. I think he was a really good hire. I think the town will do well having him on board. It's going to be good.
All right. Julie's here.
Great.
Yeah, I saw Maddie this afternoon and she asked if I had heard anything.
Yeah, you should have her come introduce herself to me when she's in, because we're all behind closed doors. So
right,
I haven't had the opportunity to meet her yet.
Yeah, she is rarely in the building other than Wednesday, every 2 Wednesdays a month.
Okay, we'll have a pop in. Not tomorrow though. I won't be in the building tomorrow.
Thank you.
Oh, and there's MJ too.
And MJ's here also.
Oh, holy mackerel. Okay, so we'll do a roll call. Wayne.
Yep.
Carolyn.
Yep.
Julie.
Yes.
MJ.
Yes.
Tim. Yes. Okay. And we'll do the minutes. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
So move.
Second.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call. Wayne.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
MJ.
Aye.
Julie.
Aye.
Tim. Aye. Great. And then we've got 3 bills. 2 to KP Law, 1 for 21 and 1 for 42.
No, actually, Tim, I got the correction one of that. It's 1 for 42 for the Bullet House, and it's $3.99 for Carter Street.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought you did think that looked odd, so I checked it after you left, and I said, "Whoops!" Because it was a flip side. It was a double-sided print.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So $3.99 and 42, so a total of $441, right? So do we have a motion to pay KP Law for their assistance in the town meeting warrant for our 2 articles relating to the Bullard House historic preservation restriction and the 72 Carter assistance in writing that?
So moved.
And a second. Any questions? All right, roll call on that. Wayne.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Julie.
Aye.
MJ.
Aye.
Kim is aye, so that's done. And then we have a $2,000 bill for Dillis and Royd, who did the engineering to create the separate lot for the 72 Carter parcel. So do we have a motion for that one?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And any discussion on that? Perfect. Wayne.
Aye.
Julie.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
And MJ.
Aye.
And Tim is aye. Good, good, good. And then the other thing we wanted to do in case.
And Eloise made it now too.
Oh, she's still
in case anybody needs to leave, we've accomplished the things we needed to accomplish, except for we wanted to review the agreement letters. Can we share those on the screen?
Oh, geez.
Carolyn.
And I have one question on those.
Yes.
The Carter Street, who are we going to address that one to?
Carolyn.
Okay. And the agreement signature form, will that be conservation or planning?
Conservation.
Okay.
Can I just confirm about the paying of the bill? So I've never done this before, so you need 4 of us to sign? And
Yeah,
where-
when it's over 2, we need, you've authorized me to sign on your behalf up to, what, 18 or 17 or something?
15, I think it was.
15?
Yeah.
And so anything over there, four people need to sign.
Where
So-
do we go to do that?
So
So
yeah, go ahead.
2:15 is where I'm in, Monday through Thursday, but
Okay,
I won't be there tomorrow. I have a class, but there are these mailboxes right across from 2:15. And we have our little mailbox and the key will be in it and the forms inside it. You guys are in the second column, maybe the 3rd or 4th down. It's like a black key, but you'll see it. You can always pop in and say hi. If you come in on Thursday, I'll be there and I can show you.
I'll do it then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Julie knows where it is. It's right near the coffee machine
Yeah.
that I see her at a lot.
Yeah. I'll do it tomorrow. We have a meeting, so I'll do it
Okay,
tomorrow.
so you're there,
All right.
Carolyn's there, Wayne's there, I'll be there.
Thing,
So-
guys, I won't have it in the box tomorrow because I have a meeting, so I won't be able to get it in until Thursday morning.
Okay,
I didn't think of doing that
Mhm.
until
but
tonight.
that'll give us 4 signatures, so we'll be all
Yeah.
set with that.
And yeah, that'll be fine.
What do you
Maureen,
think?
well, I can't find the email. I'm wondering if by accident you sent it to my old email address, because I actually don't recall seeing it. So
There's 2
let me-
different emails. One had the minutes. Which one did you respond to? Let me see.
Yeah,
I can
Well,
resend them.
it's not, yeah, that would be probably easiest.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I just wanted to bring up that number that's in our plan. I don't know if Maureen corrected that in the plan that's published on the town website, but when I was preparing the summary for town meeting, I shown it to Carolyn and I was like, this number makes no sense. I said it's exactly the same as far as what the amount raised was from, I think it was from the 3% for taxes. So the number is off. So I don't know if Maureen updated that on the website or if we needed to talk about it. We made sure it was right for what went in front of town meeting, but I'm not
Yeah,
really sure.
so I can't remember if I did. I remember going in and looking at it.
You talked to me about it.
I did. And what we did on the flyer was we took out the percentage parts just not to confuse people. Did that go through,
Mhm.
Carolyn?
I'll let you know in a sec.
Okay.
I sent it to-
But that was one of our agenda items anyways, is to go through the website. So,
Okay, well, we can do whatever in order. I just, you were doing.
Yeah,
that.
if somebody wants to be my buddy on it, like I do have the application up there, the 10 steps up there. One of my questions for you folks were, and I think I put the flyer up there too, but from town meeting, the flyer's up there. Contact information, so it's the webpage has got a little bit more. So I think I did go in and fix it, Wayne, but I have to
Okay,
look.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was-
Yeah, I think I have to look. There's been a lot going
Where-
on.
Think about it when I have to get on.
Were
Yeah.
the minutes or whatever things are being talked about, emails, any of them recent? Because one reason I'm late is because I didn't remember we had a meeting and I don't see any recent emails I have from,
It just came
About-
the other day.
You went out, everybody came, they came out fine. It's not coming from M. Adamer anymore, MJ. It's coming from the CPAC, if that's
Yeah.
maybe going into your junk.
I'm looking now because I do not see
They get sent
any
on the
emails
11th,
from either.
May 11th.
Yep, it was mailed.
Yeah,
I can forward it again to you.
Okay, yeah, I don't see anything from either account anywhere near that
Hmm.
date.
So
It
on
should
the
have been
10th At
Yeah.
10th came the link, and then the 11th was the agenda and the minutes and the agreements. So
Yeah.
Right.
3 emails.
Okay, so are you ready
So-
for me to
We're ready.
screen share? All right.
And MJ, I just resent it to you, the agreements.
Okay.
Wait, stop. For God's sakes. Okay. Come on. There we go. Don't. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what the heck just happened there. Okay,
Good.
there we go. So this first one, I believe, is for the fence.
Does appear to be.
Yep. So we
Is-
hadn't done these before. I don't know if I'm just spacing out. Did we? So this is just confirmation to the applicant that it passed at town meeting.
Well, that was going to be one of my next questions. Do you want me to backtrack on the ones prior to this? But the big thing about this one is to get the information on who the clerk of the works is going to be on the project.
Mm.
And it's also then to communicate, to the town accountant that you guys are like, yes, you're good, you're moving it on. And what your expectation is as far as letting you guys know when it starts, maybe taking some photos throughout the project, when it ends. So then that way you're really being able to track the money, because
Yeah.
there's no way anything's going to come in right at like 45 or 150, you know what I mean? So those are going to be small things that should be managed. I did talk with June Poulin a little bit about this, and because my concern is, and I haven't gotten back, I actually did email the town of Concord, but they haven't gotten back to me on how should the invoices be delivered to the town accountant. June doesn't really like them coming to us first and then to her, but to me, there's some safety in that at the same time. So that needs
Sure,
to be
right,
discussion.
because if something comes in incorrect, we'll catch it before she will.
Right. And then if we're putting those numbers on it, we know that that's supposed to be coming out of, open space. Like, because it can be confusing. Like, take the pavilion, for instance. Everybody, of course, is thinking that's a rec project, but it's really being funded through the budgeted reserve. So if I can get in front of that versus it just happened to go into accounting and they start taking it out of,
Right.
see that,
Right.
but June has said that she'll come in and meet with everybody. But it'll probably be like late summer, early September before she can really do that.
But I think it makes sense for you to see the bills, coming to you so that you can make sure that they make sense and they have the right numbers on it. And
Right.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. So then that's, so that's a discussion with her. She said she had to think about it, and we were just kind of like, we were actually chatting about something out, and I told her I put these letters together. And
I thought this made sense.
Yeah.
My
Well,
only
what-
question on this particular
think-
project is the date, because wasn't this prior year money? So
that was one of my
isn't-
other questions.
Isn't it
too.
available now on this one project?
I think you're correct on that. Yeah, and I did not ask June that, but that was going to be one of my green slip pay questions also, but we can change that.
But it's good, it's got a project number that tracks with the project for the
Yeah.
duration. So that's going to help June and help us at the same time.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. Nicely done.
And
Yep.
making sure that there's someone that's accountable from the organization that's sponsoring it really makes sense. And
Mm.
I think that it is helpful for all of us to see these bills pass through us so we can track the projects and make sure that everything.
Right, because we know what we've approved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And June shouldn't have to keep track of that. But to just pay stuff that is submitted directly to her, she's not gonna know really one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, she'll know, but like if you look at the town of Concord's website and how many projects they have, it's a lot. Like, when 3 years from now, you could still have things that are still kind of not completed or something, and it becomes a thing.
Sure.
I mean, well, you guys know that because like capital projects always do that, and then you have to get the warrant to do the sunset. It's that same kind of principle. Got to
Right.
keep watching it. Yeah.
Do you want to see the others?
So I will change that, Wayne, because that was I will confirm with June that she's gonna let that money go now. I think that is the case because that's how the town meeting did it.
Well, that was the whole idea for doing it that way. So I don't know what date it would be, but I would say as of the date of town meeting, because once it's voted, it
Right.
was
Yeah.
approved. I only know that because I was so confused by it when I had to explain it. I was like, why is this separate?
Yeah.
So I learned something.
Eloise has got her hand up. So
Oh,
Eloise,
okay.
what would you like to say?
You're on mute though.
Maybe she can't say.
I think she knows that. She
No,
told me
she's
to.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Once town meeting is done and after the election, I go back to town meeting and I have to send a certified letter to every person who got a penny from the town.
Mm.
And I put the town seal on it and stamp it, and that's their authority to spend for either the next year or the current year. And there were a number of articles that were for this year. I haven't done that yet. I am waiting for final approval from some of the other people that I've asked to look over the draft.
So should this reference that they'll be getting notification from the town clerk?
Yeah, that is their ability to spend.
Yeah, so maybe that's what we should have in this letter.
Eloise, would you like to
instead
be?
of saying the funds are available for your project on, just say you'll be receiving a notice from the town clerk as to when the funds are available.
I just say this is what was voted, and I have to put in the warrant article.
So I should probably CC you on these letters, Eloise, you think?
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll add her as a CC.
But I haven't even started that. I hope to go in and do that this weekend when there's nobody around.
So you know what I was just thinking? Maybe you and I can work together and do one envelope for these articles.
Sure.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
It almost looks like we're working together.
How about that? We do work well together on many things during the day. All right, I'll add you to that, and these won't be going out till June anyways for you guys to have the last approval at your next meeting. So we still have some time.
Awesome.
This one looks okay, everybody?
Yep.
Good.
And open the last one. Hold on.
So this was the one I had, the questions on. So I'll send it to Carolyn. And the conservation will be the people that need to sign it.
Right now, just because I'll have to ask you later.
Okay.
So for this project, because it's just the land purchase, the clerk of the works question. I mean, it's kind of even out of our hands at this point. It's in the lawyer's hands. I don't know who.
I think we're still going to assume that conservation's going to make sure that it moves along though, right? I mean, someone has to ask, are we there yet? You know, that sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I thought it would be Kristen.
Well, that's what I was thinking, actually.
So ideally, in with this package that they'll get, you know, Eloise's write-up, your write-up, which is this, the form for where you all will sign it, and then they'll have to, they're like, let's just use the pavilion. The rec folks will all sign that one. And then there'll be another form in there asking for the information for the clerk of the works, who it is, who the backup is, phone number, and email. So that could be Kristen. It's just going to be just a form to fill out. So we just have it in the file on contact.
Okay.
So there'll be three pieces of information coming from you folks on these. And then if everybody from, like, it's usually commissions that, you know, go for the, you know, ask for funding. And so like, say, you know, I don't know, like say Bob moves on to a different commission and he can't do rec anymore. Maybe Julie takes it over or whomever else is on her commission. But this way, if they all sign it at one of their meetings, everybody's aware of it. And then they have it in their files too.
Seems good.
And then the big question is, I don't know how much of this you want on the website, but we could do that at the next meeting too. Or how you want to maybe condense it and put it on the website. Like just start maybe a project table.
Yeah, the project table's out there. I mean, I don't know that all the gory details of all this needs to be, I mean, if somebody wants to see it, they could ask for it, but I think it's just to be able to know what projects are going on.
Yeah, so just basically add it to the tables.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Just help me out with the 1250 above. Maybe I'm just understanding. Is that CPA funding category budgeted reserve? Should it be 125K or is it?
Oh, yeah. What? I see that. Yeah, I'll fix that.
That's like,
up here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of money. Yeah.
We're so happy you're doing this. We're going to give you 10 times what you asked for.
Yeah.
Woo!
Put the decimal in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the others were like that. I don't know.
No, I think it was, this one.
Let's see. I still have the others open. Nope, that one's right.
And now that these are developed, they're going to be just pretty much just fill in the blanks from here on in. Yeah.
That's where these things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We use templates. It's like
the old cut and paste.
Yeah.
Kills me every time. That's the bane of my existence at work. It's like when I do that, that's when I mess up.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
It's the worst. Well, it's good. It's okay if it's blank, but if you ever use one that has old data in it, that's where you get yourself caught. No, you did a great job, Maureen. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so then maybe you all can think about it if you want to go, like, I think Horseshoe Pond is fine. I think you've already got your announcements, like those ones you don't necessarily need to, but you might want to do something like this for the Bullet House.
And the tennis courts, yeah.
And the tennis courts.
Yeah. That would make sense.
If they're not finished.
Yeah, that what I was gonna, if we're done with this part, we can revert back to committee member updates and Julie can tell us what's, we see good progress at the tennis courts. So do you have any update on that?
Yeah, well, we were told it's going to be fully completed by June, the third week of June. but we're not as confident anymore because there've been just some hiccups just with getting product out to the site.
Hmm.
And then there's Bob's basically spearheading the project and communicating with the contractor. He's mostly working with them. So actually, Maureen, when I was looking that over, this is good information, the clerks of the works. It's kind of like, when projects start, we don't really know what's going to happen until with the CPA, right? Until we're sort of in it. So this was a good first go at it. So I love that the progress reports back to the committee formally on paper. I think that's going to be really beneficial for big projects moving forward, which I think rec will probably be a lot of those big projects. But yeah, we're hopeful still that that it's going to be in the good weather that we're going to be able to use the courts.
Well, it's nice to see stuff happening. I mean,
That's the truth, right?
It's great. It looks,
so
it's encouraging all the way around.
Right.
Good. Any other committee member updates on stuff? All right. Housing coordinator update. I know that they're interviewing the housing coordinator. The Central Mass folks invited individuals from the participating towns. So I think Scott is representing Scott as a member of the Housing Trust is representing the town in coordinating with the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission on the housing coordinator. So I will speak to him, but I'm aware of the fact that he's in the loop and getting communication from them, and they were going to start interviewing a couple candidates so they could bring them on by July 1st. So that's good news on that. The webpage, I'm going to let Maureen spearhead this one.
Yeah, I mean, if people can just get the opportunity to look at it, I put the application on there for the next FY25. It's listed as that. I put the steps on there. Our new email is on there. Our office hours are on there. You guys are all on there with, the dates of your terms. The flyer from town meeting is on there. And then my big question was, did you want me to try to put a table on like we could write, an announcer's booth, complete, tennis courts in progress, fence approved at town meeting, like that kind of, like put another table on there, just strictly just of the projects, and we take it out of, like, leave what's in the plan, because you'll be doing another plan before you know it in September, and just put those projects on there, and then they can be updated as they do become complete.
If it's just I think if it's just a replication of that same table, I wouldn't try to create a totally different format, because that just gets it confusing. But I think if the plan is a point in time, and then there's a similar table that we could add the new projects to and do any other updates, and we could say, current status on open projects. I think that, to me,
like I could do then just an update, like an update blurb about the 3 approvals. Just
you
so
can
that it's
add
out
to the
there.
bottom of that, we talked about, then we aren't reinventing the wheel. And, if we're comfortable with the way that table works, and then we can just keep adding to it as a current thing. And then when it comes time to do the plan, we can just move that over as of whatever date, that it's not like you're reinventing the wheel, because when you start getting different formats, that's where it will have mismatched information. So the more we can just kind of build on what's there, I think that makes sense. The only thing I'd like to revisit is just that table, based on the fact that I had that issue. And I think some of when I went to do it, it made sense to us. And maybe it was because I was also a little newer to the group at that point. I think that the percentages and the way that we're explaining it, the average person is not going to understand unless we change some of the headings. I mean, we don't have to change it on that if we don't feel like we can go back and do that, but I just think it's a little confusing right now, which is why I appreciated what Maureen recommended when we were doing the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that offline, or we can do it next meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if people have a chance to, look at the webpage and contemplate some of the things that you think might benefit from, so we can handle that the next time.
Yep, we can also put up projects as we put up pictures of projects as we move forward.
Mhm.
Be
Oh,
great to
Yeah,
have.
that would be nice.
Yeah,
Make it visual.
be great
not
to
just
have the
text.
tennis courts as like the banner or something,
Yeah, right.
Right.
Maureen, is that something we would send you pictures of and then you would upload that? Or I don't want to
Yeah.
give you more work. If it's something we
No,
can
it's not
do.
more work. It's,
Okay.
I can definitely muddle through it or find assistance.
Okay.
I
That's the
have
beauty of-
20-year-olds in my household. so-
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's the beauty of the web. If we can add a page or stuff like that,
Yeah.
you could click on the project and see pictures from that. So it doesn't
Right.
have to get all cluttered,
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like a scrapbook.
Yeah. And the good news is Kristen and Mary have done a nice job. Like and I think Eloise can probably confirm this too, but Eloise probably, the results, I think, of town meeting are on the website. So if somebody wanted to just look at those warrants, I think that the votes are actually there, even though it maybe not certified yet. So we don't necessarily need to put those votes on our page.
Right.
Yeah.
Account balances, we don't have any firm new numbers since we had them a while back, so we
Right.
know we've expended some funds, but there's
I would expect we're going to get, we haven't had any monthly end of month lately, but I think I'll probably have one for at least May.
Yeah.
And then talking with June, she did say that everything should be closed and certified earlier this year. So
we do know that housing's got somewhere around 250 now. Historic has got another 60 in theirs, and we've expended the majority of the open space one for now, but it's going to have this new 60 plunked into it, so it jumps back up to 65 or 70 probably. And then budgeted reserve should end up with, I don't know, somewhere maybe 400,000 or something like that. So, and then according to what we've understood, when the 850 comes in, it goes back to the accounts that it was drawn from. So if it, the parts that came out of open space will go directly back into that. So that'll boost open space by close to 100 probably. And then the rest of it just goes into the budgeted reserve. So we're going to be in a good position. Stuart sent a letter from the consortium saying that if we could get in touch with our senators, it would help, because there's a possibility that some of the excess funds that the state has might be allocated to CPA, because CPA will probably be short as a result of the real estate transactions being slower paced than they've been. So we're less likely to get 100% match this year unless some of that additional funding comes out of the state coffers and slid into CPA. They did that last year. So I wondered if somebody wanted to make a motion that we generate a letter that we send to Robin, our senator, and ask that she support House Bill, whatever it is, or Senate bill. We've got the number here somewhere.
Just Robin or Robin and Meg?
Yeah, we could do both. That would make sense. They said to send it to the Senate, but I think that's what she said. But yeah, let's both if that's appropriate. Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Any discussion on that? Okay, so roll call on that. Wayne,
aye.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
MJ,
Aye.
and Tim is aye. So,
Oh, you forgot Eloise.
oh, Eloise.
Aye.
Aye. Great. And then so Maureen and I'll generate something and send that on.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We don't have any public to input.
Nope.
One of the things we've talked about in the past, this isn't on the agenda, but we have talked about it, so it's I think important to bring up again. We did think about creating a sign that would identify a project as CPA funded, and is that something that we want to pursue?
Yes.
So, any ideas about who we might use?
To design it,
Do we want some
or
fancy design, or do we want some simplistic thing, or? Who-
I mean, it might be if we don't have like a hardcore deadline on this, it might be a neat project to reach out to Assabet as a project for kids, for graphic design kids to do.
yeah.
Communications, and it wouldn't cost us anything necessarily, maybe, or maybe it would. I have no idea how they exactly work, but why not? If we don't have an urgent need for it to be instantaneous, they're at the end of the year, but we could talk about it and get on their agenda, or talk to somebody. I could try to reach out if you want and see if that's something that they would consider taking on in the fall.
Yeah,
I just
That's a
don't
good
know.
idea.
That idea.
I think that'd be great.
I've got a
Yeah.
couple co-ops at work,
Because-
for programs, but
You
I
can
can-
see, I mean, if we had a sign that would accompany the development of the pavilion or the completion of the tennis courts, even after it's completed, a sign that sits there for a
Yeah.
while.
I think it would be good to get some, with us in the next months or so, to come up with some parameters of, what we kind of want, for some general specs, and then let them go from there. I mean, any project like that, they're gonna need all the detail of what we want on it, but then they could do the execution of it.
Well, if you want to reach out and see who over there would be the
Yeah,
contact person to deal
Sure.
with, that would be great. And then the next time we meet, we can probably throw around some ideas about what we'd want it to include.
glad to do that.
yeah, I'm sure there's examples out there of what other towns have.
Maureen, can you
Maureen on that. So we'll have
Yeah.
Maureen's like, I saw
Yeah.
that.
There's one actually just a few feet from me, actually, that I
Really?
thought. I could take a picture of that one.
that'd be
I'm trying to
great.
think what the Acton ones look like, because I do so much walking over there. Can't even picture theirs, but I know what Stowe and I know what Littleton's look like.
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, I can't think of Acton's right
Yeah,
now.
so like that's the kind of stuff, you can provide that to students and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Anything else?
So the next meeting, since
Right.
we were able to accomplish things tonight, do we need to meet? Well, we had next Tuesday and we had June 6th.
What's the next one after that, Maureen?
I think I'm on vacation that week.
I've got July 18th.
Yeah, so
I'm away then, I believe.
okay, so we could do, we could do the 20th, maybe,
Of,
June.
how's that look for people?
Fine.
Better than the 6th for me.
I think-
Same, better than the 6th.
And better than the
Alright.
July dates. Okay, well,
So I'll shoot
shoot for
confirm
that, see
that.
if we can get a date for that.
Yeah, I'll make sure that we have a Zoom meeting for that. I mean, unless you guys want to do in person, Tim and I did talk about every once in a while in person's nice. You know, the brownies were fabulous.
Yes, they were.
They were good. Because so if we can't get a Zoom, there's always that if you're willing to do that on the 20th. And the earlier I'm good with if, you
Yeah.
know, so if you
Yep.
can do, sometimes summer hours can be easier for people, but I don't know. Carolyn, you're usually a no on anything earlier, right?
The earliest I can do anything is 5:30.
But in MJ, 7:30 really is best for you, right?
Yeah, I had not really been home all that long before I got your email reminding me of the meeting.
Right,
Okay.
okay. So you
And
want
is, and is
to,
that the case even if we're meeting in person, MJ?
Yeah, so I work till 7 at the actually I mean come the summer we're probably switching our hours dates, so I'll probably just on meeting days whenever that takes effect, probably just have to duck out an hour early there or something. But
All right. So let's do it like this. It will, if it's a Zoom meeting, we'll keep it at 7:30. And if we have to make it an in-person, what do you think, MJ? Do you think I could do 7? 6:30?
The later the better, but I mean I'll figure out
Okay.
whatever.
Well, I'll shoot for the Zoom
As long
at
as we're
7.
not meeting with too much regularity, I you know
Yeah.
can
Yeah, I'll only try to go for in-person if we can't get a Zoom.
okay.
That's the only reason that we,
Yeah.
that I'll try to go in person.
Yeah.
I'll, like I said, I'm not in the office tomorrow, so I'll work on that on Thursday. But usually Mary's very accommodating, so we can usually make it work.
Yeah, as long as it's not booked.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So the next time we meet will be June 20th.
7:30?
Perfect. 7:30. Unless
Great.
otherwise notified.
And
Awesome.
I will confirm that with everybody. Once I
Thanks.
know.
If that's it, I would make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
And that's non-debatable, so Wayne,
Okay.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
MJ,
I
Eloise,
Aye.
I don't know, did Wayne say yes?
I said aye.
Okay, and Tim, I.